Hey guys, can you please confirm now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Is it fine?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
It's fine, sir.
Okay. Thank you so much, guys. Apologies. Yeah. So yesterday we were discussing about compliances part. So a couple of complaints every organization will follow based on the business whatever it is doing. So in that one, first one is ISO 27001 and 27002. Difference between these two, ISO 27001, it will give the defining of the ISMS, how to implement and how to organize, and what is the context of the organization. And ISO 2002 is a part of implementing all those controls, whatever will fall under ISO 27001. So combination of these two, we can call it as ISMS. Nothing but implementing and also as well as defining and providing the policies, everything. Information security management system. Every organization has to complete this ISMS. Information security management is a mandatory or must for every organization level. So under this one, we have 18 clauses or 18 domains or clauses, we can say. These 18 classes are divided into 114 controls or compliances. Okay. So first four are belongs to overall planning and also leadership team who will fall under the ISMS team, and also plan, do, check, act. So planning and also doing and also checking and finally implementing all those controls, and process approach, how to implement all these 114 controls. First four are belongs to overall leadership or board of the directors or authority people will take care. Remaining 114 controls will fall under A5.1 to A18.2. All those is divided into 114 controls. Whenever if you want to implement all these ISO 27001, 27002, we have to enable and also we have to implement and we have to verify and we have to audit all these 114 controls. So all those 18 clauses are, you can see here. First one is leadership. So who will fall under ISMS team? Who is the CEO, CTO, CISO, and also who are all ISMS members? So that is part of leadership team. Second, context of the organization. So what is the vision, mission, and goals and objectives of the organization? So that will fall under context of the organization. Okay, so next one is process and approach. So process and approach will follow one of the process name in called PDCA cycle. It is nothing but sorry, plan, do, check, act. We have to plan and we have to do according to that one. We have to implement all those. So that is called PDCA cycle. And planning of all these and planning as well as implementation of all these 114 controls. So these first four controls will be handled by our senior management or authority team or board of the directors, nothing but higher officials, like so directors of the company or my vice presidents or presidents or higher officials like CEO, CTO, CISO, all those will fall under okay leadership team. Even from ISMS side also, each and every team we have to gather one of the member as ISMS member, and year on year we have to educate all the employees. So what is information security? Why information security is so important at organizational level? So what are the different types of controls and implementation employee has to remember whenever they are entry into the organization level and also whenever they are exiting to the organization level? How we have to make sure that data should be protected or information should be protected. So those ISMS members will give the training to remaining all the employees. Okay. So first four are belongs to all these goals, objective, leadership, context of the organization, and planning and processing and implementing all these 114 controls. Our main controls will start from A5, nothing but that name, full name is called SOA, statement of applicability or statement of authority. Okay. So these are all the main controls we have to validate as an internal auditor. For example, maybe you're a part of DMart company. and you are a ISMS manager or information security manager. What is your role in this particular DMAT company? So these 114 controls, so A5 to A18s are divided into 114 controls. So these 114 controls are handled by different types of stakeholders in the organization level. So these stakeholders will fall under different teams. When I say stakeholder, within the organization, other team members. So information security policies will fall under 2 controls. Organizations of information security 7 control. Under human HR related policies 6 controls. Asset management will gather and will speak with HR asset team or asset inventory team. And access controls, cryptography, physical and environmental security, operational security like a SOC, communication security. This one will fall under network and communication ICT, system acquisitions and development and maintenance in case any merging it's happening. So what are the different types of controls we have to implement from those merging of the companies? Supply relationship, whoever is providing like a vendors or suppliers, what are tools we are purchasing or whoever is supplies to us, how we are implementing the security controls, and so relationship to those security controls as well. And information security incident management, whenever any security incident will occur in any team, don't think that okay, so security incident will occur only to SOC team. It is applicable to each and every team. Like development side we can call it as a bug. Okay, so DevOps side we can call it as once again outdated issues. In the network and security and corporate IT oriented teams we can call it as incident or tracking of the number or tickets, all those. So it's applicable to overall entire organization basically. And also next one is business continuity management. Whenever any natural calamities will occur, how we can take care of the business continuity without availability issues as per CIA triad, and what is the disaster recovery policies we implemented. Last one is compliances will fall under the legal. So what are the different types of legal compliances we have to follow? So these particular controls we have to coordinate with different types of team members or different types of stakeholders. For example, information security policies anyway will fall under our team itself. Organizations of information security anyway it will fall under once again security team. HR related controls. Now in this scenario, whenever whatever HR portal we are using, whenever any user is onboarding or employee is onboarding, what is the termination policy, what is the screening mechanism, so what is PIA data protection, which portal they are using like a Workday or HR payroll, so the timesheets update in those portals, how we are implementing security, how we end user is accessing the all these portals, resume shortlisting, defining the okay, so offer letter or preparing the offer letter, what is termination policy whenever employee is resigning from the organization level, so removing the non-disclosure agreement part, signing off non-disclosure agreement, all those will fall under the HR. Now as a security person, what we have to do, whatever 6 controls will fall under the HR, now we have to ask the evidence. Our main role is whatever 114 controls are existing, for all these 114 controls, we have to gather the evidence, how the security is implemented. Okay, 114 controls, it's not a joke to implement within 1 month or 2 months. All these 114 controls also automatic readily is not available. So approximately it will take 3 months to 6 months. Initially, you are implementing the ISO 27000 and 20002. So year on year, we have to upgrade this certificate as well. So whether all these policies are correct or not, up to date. So whether we are in fine, all those verifications also we have to do. So for example, these 114 controls, I made one of the Excel sheet last night and I uploaded in our Google Drive. So I will open one of this sheet and I can explain about those couple of controls. So it is uploaded in 24th batch as well as 25th batch also. One second. Yeah, you can see ISO 27001 statement of applicability complaint sheet. So this is about 114 controls, whatever it is existing, part of information security. I am opening this sheet. Water 14 clauses A5 to A18. All those controls are existing in this sheet. Okay. So A5 is belongs to information security policies. Under that one, we have A5.1.1. Policies for information security. So yes or no. There are three different types of options. One is yes, second one is no, third one is not applicable. So if it is yes, what is the evidence is available in our organization level? If it is no, why it is a no? It's not applicable. What is the reason behind not applicable? So these three options. Now, as a security manager related to information security, as auditor, we have to sit with the respective stakeholders related to HR team, network and communication security team, asset inventory team, software development lifecycle team, SDLs, nothing but application development team, SOC team. Next one is network access control team, nothing but network admin team. So Windows admin team. So these are all the different types of HR team, legal team, everybody in the organization level. Those people we will call it a stakeholder, and whatever portion is applicable to those teams, we have to so train them what we are looking for, what is the complaints meaning here, and what is the evidence we need it. So we have to schedule so many meetings basically to all the stakeholders. So, and also as I mentioned earlier, all these complaints are not ready-madely is available. So we have to give some time to provide the evidences as well. These evidences either we can store in the couple of tools also available, like Gen GRC. So we have other GRC tools also. Either you can use GRC tools, or else you can use Excel sheet itself to gather the evidences by creating one of the Google Drive or OneDrive folders. Okay. So now go back to this sheet. So I will give examples of maybe HR side, what all the information we have to gather, because everybody is aware of the HR related policies, right? So example, human resource security. So A7.1.1 will fall under the HR side. Here, screening of the resume or screening of the candidate based on the qualifications, based on the segregations of the duties, based on the fitting into the role or not. So based on job roles and responsibilities, whatever hiring manager is looking for. So whenever some HR team screening of the resume of the any candidate, so how they are screening it? So whether what is the portal and what is the process they are using? What is the risk is involved? Is how they are accessing these portal, where they are uploading the resume. All those example may be career portal, how they are accessing the career portal, whether through VPN or without VPN, all those yes or no, or it is not applicable. So that is first thing on the HR side. Now we have to speak with HR team how they are screening the resume of the any candidate, that fresher or experienced one. We have to ask security side how they are screening it. So we have to gather the evidences and we have to attach the evidence. Second one is terms and conditions of the employments. Whether any candidate has done the reading the offer letter, and what is the probationary period, and so after reading the overall offer letter, whether he has done the non-disclosure agreement sign or not, that is called NDA. All those things. So how they are making. So what is security is involved here? And what is the mechanism backend related to process oriented? We have to gather evidence as well. So that is the terms and conditions of the employment, with the contract or full time or part time. So how long employment is applicable? Okay, so that is one thing. Next one is management responsibilities. So whenever any employee is joining, based on the hiring manager, whatever roles and responsibilities is defined under the job description, whether is fitting into the respective role or not, whether any mismatch is existing. So, and uploading that particular resume in the our database of the respective portals, and respective project managers they will call whenever any similar type of skills are matching. So then project managers will call us. So that is the way. So how they are making all these management responsibilities, we have to gather the evidence. Information security awareness education and training. So any employee is joining, after that they are completing the induction training, and couple of courses also they have to complete. They are attending all these information security awarenesses trainings, they are completing or not, all those verifications we have to do for that one. So what is the process their HR team is following? So that evidences we have to gather. Next one, disciplinary process. In case employee is not up to whatever we recruited and skills are mismatching, what is the disciplinary process? Any sexual harassment has done, or any violating of the data, or any data breach it's happened, or any DLP violation. So what is the process behind the disciplinary process side? That is what is the backend mechanism, and gather the evidences whenever any security breach it's happened. So last one is termination or change of the employment status. Once employee is resigning from the organization, removing the access to all these assets, applications or database or servers from the team, and also how, what is the termination policies will fall under, and what is the experience letter and everything. So all those what is the backend mechanism and evidence of that one. So this is HR side. Now as a security person, whether we are aware of everything? No. Now we have to sit with the HR team. Example, whatever 5 to 6 controls we discussed now, for all those 6 to 5 evidences we have to gather, whether HR side, whether it is yes or no or not applicable, we have to gather the information from them, and we have to gather all these evidences in such a way. For each and every team, we have to gather all these 114 controls. Okay, it is not a 1-day job or 2-day job. It will take approximate 3 months to 6 months to gather all these controls, because couple of times all these controls, as I mentioned earlier also, readily it is not available. So we have to give some specific time to them, and within that time they have to complete all these implementing these controls, and we have to gather the evidences. After providing, after gathering all these evidences from our side, we have to conduct the internal audit as a GRC person or GRC consultant or information security manager with all these teams. So in that team, we have to take 2-day session. First day, we will complete out of 114 controls, maybe 60 controls. Second day, remaining 54 controls, because each and every control in the internal audit, we have to discuss with the each and every stakeholder, yes or no, and also evidence is provided or not. All the verifications we have to done. So this is overall internal audit will be with the stakeholders 2 days. So first day 8 hours, second day 8 hours. Altogether we have 16 hours of the internal audit we have to do. Okay, so that is about how to do the internal audit as a security person or a GRC consultant or information security manager. Once we are confident on ourselves, out of 114 controls, maybe we are crossing more than 100 controls. Now we have to call with third party external auditors. So internal, there are two different types of audits. Types of audits are, one is internal audit, the second one is external audit. So internal audit will be completed within the organization. External audit will be conducted by third party. Okay, within the organization. How to complete internal audit. External audit completed by third party, done by third party. So under this third party, we have couple of companies are existing. Those a third party basically. Those companies are KPMG. It's a UK based company. A second one is Deloitte. It's a US based. Third one is PwC. It's one of the famous auditing company from once again USA. Next one is EY, Ernst and Young. This is also from USA. Next one is NCC Corporation. It's from UK. Next one is Lloyd's. It's from UK. So there are so many, but these are all the very famous third party external auditing companies. They will do conducting of the audit. So I will give one practical example also. Every company will do two different types of audits. One audit is belongs to finance. Each and every year from April 1st to March 31st, whether they are completing all the income tax proof submission, and also whether they are following all the government of India whatever rules and regulations is defined or not. Same thing, it's happened around 2008 or 9. One of the company name is called as, or entity name is called as Sathyam Computers. Sathyam Computers is violating the, okay, so shares related part. They are showing wrong information to the clients and they are getting the lot of profits. Because of that one, Satyam Ramalingarazu is arrested. That particular audit is done by PwC. Okay, so that is not security audit. Whatever audit has done by, that is called financial audit. That particular audit is completed by PwC, PricewaterhouseCoopers. It's from the USA. So security audit will be done. That is one of the example I'm saying. Still that case is pending in the court. And whatever auditing we are doing, it's called security audit. Okay, so you can apply either internal audit vacancies or external audit vacancies also. If you are applying for internal audit vacancy, you have to work within the organization level and you have to coordinate with the external auditor also. If you are applying for external auditing related vacancies, now you have to, as a security consultant, participating in the third party customers or clients audits. Example, maybe you are selected for TCS company as GRC consultant. TCS company has a lot of customers all over the worldwide. Now, whenever any customer project they given to TCS company related to implementing ISO 27001, now as a GRC consultant, whatever client or project they define to you or given to you, you have to work on that project and you have to complete the external audit to that particular customer or client. That is one way conducting the external audit and applying these vacancies. Second audit is belongs to the internal. Okay, so internal audit. Maybe you are selected for Reddy's Labs, or maybe Hetero Drugs, or maybe DMart, or maybe SBI Bank, or maybe okay, so Yashoda Hospitals, and so on. All these are product-based companies. Now you are like an internal auditor, and you will take care of the internal auditing. And now you have to coordinate with external auditors from these companies, whatever I said. So after completing internal audit, you have to call external auditor and external auditor will come and they will verify all these controls. Once again, that will take 2 days, approximately 16 days, sorry, 16 hours to complete all these external audit. Finally, all out of 114 controls, you are crossing more than 100 controls. Out of 5 score, they'll give 4 or 4.5 or 3 or 3.5. If you are crossing more than 4 score out of 5, then only they will give certificate stating that this company is following the rules and regulations related to ISO 27001 and this company is perfectly fine and they certified ISO 27001 and they will give one of the certificate to our company. Now that particular ISO 27000 certificate we can upload in our portal and also we can inform to the whenever tenders we are getting it so that we can get the projects. So this is the overall process, how to get and what to do related to getting the certificate. In the roles perspective, do you have any questions? Applying a job related to GRC in ISO 27001. Internal audit vacancies we can apply, external audit vacancies we can apply. Internal audit vacancies for the product based companies as I mentioned, and you have to coordinate with external auditors as well. Once internal audit is complete, that is one vacancy. Second vacancy is belongs to external auditor. So if you are selecting for all the consulting and service based company, as a consultant, you have to validate all these 114 controls for the client or customer, whatever project we get it. So that is like external auditor vacancy. So these are the two different types of vacancies we can apply. Okay. So that is about ISO. This is not only applicable to ISO 27001, as I mentioned. So whatever, okay, so compliances we are following, that may be PCADSS or HIPAA or SOX or GDPR, SOC 1, SOC 2, FedRAMP, up to 7. All these will fall under conducting the internal audit and external audit and certifying. Okay, so those certificates. Remaining all these are like a process, these two as well. ISO 14001 and 9001. Remaining 8 and also 11 to 17, these are frameworks or process. So every company has to implement. So that is the role basically dedicated to ISMS or ISO 27001 and 27002. So this sheet I uploaded already. Please go through this sheet and let me know if you have any queries or questions or comments. So we can see one more thing, maybe SDLC life cycle that will fall under, I think, 1 second, maybe fourteenth. Yeah, 14th one you can see. There are 3 portions under the 14th one. Example, system acquisition, development and maintenance. Under this one, so SDLC life cycle also we have to verify. Information security requirements, analysis and specification. So whatever information security related requirement, we should be included in this requirement. Additionally, we have to enhance the existing security feature, whatever we are implementing on the application side or mobile side or product side or overall organization side. Yes or no? So next one is security application services on public networks. What are applications we are developing? Whenever any public they are trying to access through public network, what is the backend mechanism and whether input validation is fine, authentication, authorization, whether mutual TLS authentication is implemented or not. Example, we are accessing, okay, so one of the application name is called, okay, so hdfcnetbanking.com. So now HDFC Bank has to take care how the securing of the application in the public networks. whenever any customer or public they are trying to access. Protecting the application server transactions. So what our backend server we are using as a database, what is the transmission as well as the routing, and in case any unauthorized attacker is doing the transactions. Okay, so disclosing of the data loss or data leak. So what is the backend mechanism and what is the security controls we implemented to backend server? So how we are accessing that particular server on the backend side, whether database encryption is implemented or strong password policies are implemented, or database hardening is implemented, logging and monitoring is implemented. All those verifications we have to do under 14.1.3, and we have to gather we gather the evidence from database team. A security development policy in the SDLC life cycle, requirement phase, design phase, development phase, testing phase. All these development, testing, and design phases network segregation. Each and every phase, we have segregation of the network or not, like orange or green or yellow related zones. That is called network segmentation. Example, design team should not access to the development network. Development team should not access testing tools related network. In such a way, in the application development or product development or mobile development side, so we have to do segregation based on the port and based on the IP address of the end user where he is sitting. So that is called network segmentation or micro segmentation related to secure development life cycle. So what is the policy we implemented, and what is network segmentation we implemented? So example, as I mentioned, testers should not access to the development related, whatever development related network we are configuring, servers we are configuring, or applications they are developing. So in such a way, how to do the segmentation part. So all those in the SDLC lifecycle, we have to gather the evidences. For this one, we have to speak with the corporate IT as well as application development team. System change control procedures. Whenever any change we are implementing, for example, application upgrade or server upgrade or firewall upgrade or any other DevOps tools upgrade, what is the change control mechanism? What is the CR process? Okay, so application change control can be handled by application support team. Server upgrade change controls can be done by servers team. Firewall upgrade or any other security tool upgrade will be done by security team. What is the change management mechanism? Example, ITIL process we can use. Okay, so that is what is the backend mechanism and what are the evidences we are using, filling up the template and everything. Technical review application after operating platform changes. Once everything is completed in the SDLC life cycle, so we have to review and we have to do the sign up of the all those application side. Is there any vulnerabilities are existing? Is there any risk is existing? We are fine to release that particular feature to the public or not, all those things. Restrictions on changes to software packages. So whatever third party softwares we are using, like a OpenJDK or Spring Boot framework or Oracle Java or Angular or React to JS or Node.js, any other TPS, whatever you are using, whether legally that particular software package can be used in our organizational level or not. Is it a open source third party software or is it a commercial third party software? That can be verified based on the licensing perspective by the legal team. In case any security, any development team has any doubts on this one, they will come to us and we have to provide the recommendation to the whether can we use this software in our application or product or mobile or not. So that will fall under the software packages. Secure development environment, as I mentioned previously already, in the software development life cycle, each and every phase, how the development life cycle segmentation we have done and what are the evidences we gathered, all those evidences we have to gather. Outsourced development, in case any software we are using from third party, so from where you are downloading, is there any legally that software is accepted or not, those things. And system security testing, once application development is completed successfully, whatever testing is done by testers, so how they are testing the application or mobile or product. What testing mechanism they are implementing, automated or manual? If they're implementing automated or manual, how they are doing the testing, how this testing process backend mechanism from security point of view, whether they are accessing through VPN or without VPN, how these testers they are accessing the environment related to security side, where the development environment is implemented. A system acceptance testing, that is the user acceptance test. What is the user acceptance test mechanism? Once everything is finalized, so we are going to sign off. What is the user acceptance test? That's called UAT. What is the backend mechanism? So that is about overall. Okay, so 14.2, we have a lot of other protection of the test data. Yeah, these are all fall under the system acquisitions, development, and maintenance part. So for this one, we have to coordinate with now software development lifecycle, SDLC lifecycle team. So that is about 14th one. Okay. So in such a way, as I mentioned, each and every stakeholder, I given two examples now. One is belongs to HR, second one is belongs to the development SDLC lifecycle side. So in such a way, each and every stakeholder, we have to schedule a call and we have to regularly meeting with them. We have to keep in touch with them and we have to gather the evidences and we have to complete the internal audit. We are confident on the internal audit, then we have to call the external auditors and we have to complete the external auditor, and finally we'll get the certificate belongs to ISO 27001, and this ISO 27 certificate valid is 1 year. Validity of the ISO 27001 certificate is 1 year. So that is about overall your role as a GRC consultant dedicated to ISO 27001. As I mentioned, this process is applicable to PCI DSS, HIPAA, SOX, GDPR, SOC 1, SOC 2, FedRAMP, ISO 9001, ISO 14001. Remaining whatever white color compliances are there, it's like a process related part. Any doubt in your role? What exactly our role is about? Any doubt in this topic? Any doubt?
No, sir.
Okay, fine. Thank you. Thanks for the confirmation. Then I'll move to next one, that is PCI DSS. So PCI DSS full form is Payment Card Industry Data Security Standards. So that is the full form of the PCI DSS. So now it is becoming very popular. Why? Because nowadays for each and every transaction we are doing related to debit card and credit card, these two options is applicable. Payment card, when you say payment card, that may be debit card or credit card. What are transactions we are doing through payment card, that using debit card and credit card, and whoever is accepting the payment, not as end user. So it is applicable to B2B customer, business to business customer, or B2C, business to customer. Okay, so these things are applicable to business related only. Example, maybe Ola cab is accepting payment through debit card and credit card. Now Ola company has to complete, okay, so PCI DSS certificate. Then only trustworthy will be there. In this, why? Because we are putting our data related to debit card and credit card in the Ola app. Same thing is applicable to Uber, Rapido, Swiggy, Zomato, or any travel related part like a Morningstar or Orange Travels. Okay. Next, Flipkart, Amazon. All these companies are accepting nowadays debit card and credit card, everything, net banking option, UPI scan option. There are so many options related to payment gateway. As a customer or client or public, we no need to do the certification. Okay. So whoever is accepting the payment as a financial transaction through debit card and credit card only, those companies has to implement PCI DSS compliances. Now you can go and you can open PhonePe and Google Pay and Paytm also. I think in the about page or settings page, we can see they certified already PCI DSS ISO 27001, stating that yes, we are maintaining industry standards. There is no problem even though you are putting your confidential data or privacy of the data related to debit card or credit card or bank accounts in our app. So they already provided recommendation. You can upload your data in our PhonePe and Google Pay or Paytm or Uber or Ola or Rapido and so on. So these companies already certified. That information we can see in the app as well. So that is called PCI DSS. Whenever any PCI DSS certification if you want to do, so now we have to think about two things here. One is that app, how the debit card holder data we are protecting from the end user related side or end user perspective or end user point of view. That one we have to implement the controls. Example, one of the user is placing one of the kitchen item or electrical item or electronics item in the Amazon. Now, as a end user, he will update his credit card or debit card data in the Amazon site. Now, Amazon has to take care of that end user debit card holder protecting of those entire security. Now, Amazon has to complete PCI DSS certificate. That should not leak to the or exposing to the public or attacker. Okay, so that is one of the couple of practical examples I given now. So now think about our end user. We are holding our credit card and debit card into the payment gateway. Second one is backend payment gateways will be there. For that one, we'll use couple of servers. Payment gateway servers, backend we can use. Through that payment gateway, we can do the transactions. So one is payment gateway backend servers. Second one is end user credit card holder data must be protected, or confidentiality we have to maintain, or privacy we have to maintain. From these two perspectives, PCI DSS is defined. There are 12 compliances or controls under 6 categories. This compliance is applicable to end user data, financial transaction, financial transactions, accepting via debit card and credit card. Those companies has to certify PCI DSS compliance. Okay, so that is the okay. So when we are using PCI DSS compliance, so example, PhonePe, Google Pay, Uber, Rapido, Swiggy, Big Basket, Amazon, Flipkart, and so on. So these are and so on. So these are all the companies has to follow PCI DSS. Now under PCI DSS, 12 compliances or controls defined under 6 categories. So there are 6 categories. Those 6 categories are divided into 12 compliances. As I said, whenever we are to implementing the compliances, we have to remember the end user debit card and credit card security, Second one is payment gateway servers. So these two things we have to keep in mind, and we have to define these 12 complaints in such a way PCI DSS organization is implemented these 12 compliances. Those compliances are end user credit card holder data must be protected. So whatever credit card we are putting in these apps or applications or websites, our data must be protected. That is one of the compliances. A second one is encryption at rest of the end user data, encryption of the at rest. Encryption at rest of the end user data must be implemented, because we are storing our data, or we are storing our credit card or debit card in the public websites. So whatever that data we are storing, or confidential data related to PII, that must be encrypted. So that's why whenever we are entering the 12 digit of the number and CVV number, so especially debit card and credit card number, first 4 letters and last 4 letters only we can see. In between the remaining letters we can't see. It will show like a cross, 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 and so on. Why it is showing like a cross, cross, cross? Even the attacker is logging, he can't see the data, what is that cross is belongs to. That particular process is called as data anonymization part. Let's say yesterday entire question. What is data anonymization part? Masking of the confidential data of the end user is called as data anonymization. Okay, so that encryption must be implemented. Third one, data at transit level encryption should be implemented. What are transactions we are doing, that particular transactions must be TLS 1.2 or TLS 1.3 using symmetric and asymmetric cryptography algorithms with strong ciphers like AES or 3AES or Diffie-Hellman or ECC or LGAML or knapsack. All those things we have to implement. So that is on the transit level. Why? Because once you are opening PhonePe, if you want to transfer any money to the other member, then either we can enter the mobile number of the user, or either we can enter the bank account also. Okay, once you are entering that one, that is like a transit. We are transferring of the data as a money transfer or transaction. Whatever the transaction we are doing, that particular process we call as data at a transfer level or data at a transit level. The transaction must be secure way. We have to implement. For that one, we have to use TLS connections, transport layer security, in between end user to the backend PhonePe or Google Pay server using mutual TLS authentication should be implemented, and public key and private key should be exchanged, and symmetric keys can be used for data transfer. Whatever money you are entering to transfer the data, example, you are transferring 1000 rupees to so and so user as entering mobile number, the transactions, everything should be in the secure way. So that is the way how we can implement data at a transit level of the controls using encryption mechanism. Next one is backend server side payment gateway. Now, whatever servers you are using payment gateway, the backend servers default passwords we should not use. For example, whenever you are purchasing any server, by default HP or IBM, all these servers they will give username and password is admin or demo. So we should not use that default passwords. Backend payment gateway servers default password should not use. Example, admin username and password. So if are using this one as a dictionary attack or brute force attack or pass the hash or rainbow table attack or password spray attack will compromise our servers. Okay, so we have to use strong password policies. Implementing antivirus or EDR on the backend payment gateway servers. Whatever servers we are purchasing, we have to implement antivirus and EDR agent. So whenever any malware category of the attacks it's happen, or any malicious PowerShell or Python or any other scripts are executing by an attacker, it has to identify that agent. It has to communicate agent to the EDR tool, and automatically it has to block it. So that payment gateway servers also we have to implement antivirus and EDR, and DLP has to implement on backend payment gateway servers. So whenever any attacker is trying to leaking of the data or data exfiltration of these debit card and credit card information, so the data should not be leaked, or data exfiltration or database should not be happened. That is part of DLP. Next one is regular security patch updates. Security patch updates is called as, how we can do the scanning of these security patch updates. What is the process name is called as? Upgrading of the patches, that entire process name is called as in the backend server. Anyone? Upgrading of the patches and identifying the vulnerability, that entire process is called as vulnerability management along with patch management. That's right. Yeah. Vulnerability management along with patch management. So that one also we have to do the payment gateway servers on the backend side. Okay, so regular security patches update have to be implemented. Next one is logging and monitoring. Whatever applications we are doing the transactions through debit card and credit card, that application logs, and also whatever backend server logs it is generating, those logs we have to integrate it to our SIM tool. In the SIM tool, we have to implement couple of correlation rules or use cases. And finally, whenever any attack will occur, we have to take care of the security incident investigation and forensic analysis. So that logging and monitoring also have to be implemented. Next one is on the perimeter side, firewall configuration rules or policies you have to implement for that particular apps, because these PhonePe or Google Pay or Uber and everything you are accessing through internet, through mobile data. So now PhonePe and Google Pay and so Swiggy, all these companies, whenever any user is coming through internet as a public person or user or customer or client, now PhonePe and all these companies, so they have to implement in the perimeter or internet side web application firewall policies and configurations. In the network three-tier architecture side, in the firewall, proxy, network IDS, network IPS side, we have to define all these policies. So this is the way we have to gather, and we have to gather evidences for all these controls now. So our role is as a security consultant or GRC consultant or information security analyst. So whether in PCI DSS side, whether implementing all these processes or not, okay, that one we have to take care. We have to gather the evidences. Once internal audit is completed successfully, now we have to call the external auditor and we have to ask them to do the external audit. Now everything is fine and successfully implemented. Out of 12, we are meeting approximately 10 controls. That means we are certified PCI DSS. Yes. Now customer can trust what are apps or retail related websites or applications or any other, whoever is fall under these PCI DSS, they can upload in their database stating that yes, we certified PCI DSS certification part. Okay, so that is about PCI DSS. Nowadays, this PCI DSS also one of the very famous compliances, because most of the our apps or applications are using this particular debit card and credit card or net banking or UPI transactions. So third one, this is the last topic for today morning class. SOX. So SOX full form is Sarbanes-Oxley Act. Sarbanes-Oxley Act. This one is implemented in 1986 and updated in 2002 and 2004. So difference between Sarbanes-Oxley Act and also PCI DSS, there is only one difference. So PCI DSS belongs to dedicated to credit card and debit card transactions only. But Sarbanes-Oxley Act will fall under any financial transaction. So as I mentioned, through UPI transaction we are doing, through IMPS we are doing, through NEFT we are doing, okay, through bank you are doing, any transactions we are doing. So that companies has to follow SOX compliances. Whoever is this transaction or this compliance is applicable to any company is doing or accepting financial transactions. Okay, so example, end of the month, 30th or 31st, we will receive the salary slips or salary, sorry, we will receive the salary. So that is one of the financial transaction only. So respect to companies, they will, okay, so put the transaction of the salary and we'll get credit the salary in our accounts. So companies in such a way they'll process and we will credit the salary, we'll get the salary. That is like a financial transaction only. That is one of the example. Second, with the suppliers or vendors. Example, maybe we purchased one of the tool. Maybe that one is belongs to IBM QRadar SIM tool or maybe one of the EDR tool. Now we have to pay amount to the respective vendor or supplier. So that is one of the financial transactions we will do. Another example is cafeteria. So we are tie up with one of the vendor. They are providing food for us. Whenever, okay, so end of the month, respective company has to pay back that money to the vendor of the food company. So that is also financial transaction. That is for supplier or vendor once again. So these are the couple of examples of the financial transactions in the organization level, whatever companies are doing. So very, very famous financial transactions related to backend side is ERP platforms. So two very famous ERP platforms are Oracle. Second one is SAP. These two are very, very popular. Okay, so ERP platform, enterprise resourcing planning. So backend they have database servers from the Oracle side and SAP side. So now keeping that one in the backend database side, now under SOX related compliances related to financial report and financial transactions, there are 6 different types of controls. Those controls are, there are 6 compliances will fall under SOX. So keep in mind backend database related to Oracle or SAP. Now, if you want to comply or if you want to do these SOX compliances, we have to coordinate with the database team. That may be Oracle or SAP, whatever we are choosing ERP platform. Now, 6 compliances are under the SOX side. Login activity of the databases. Whoever is logging into the database, related to Oracle and SAP in 1 year time period who are all logged in, whether it is login failure or login success. So that login activity evidences we have to gather. Second one is user activity. In case if are providing any user level of the access to the database, what is their activity on the database side? So that user activity we have to gather. Next one is network activity. How these databases can be we are logging into the or how they are connected through VPN we are accessing the database or without VPN we are accessing the database. What is the network connectivity controls? So the network connectivity control, if it is VPN, that eVPN is the evidence for us to log into the database. So that database also we have to gather. Next one is information access. What level of the data can be accessed by the whoever is logging into the database? So that database activity we have to so access. What level of the controls we defined, whether implemented segregation of the duties or not, all those access we have to implement. Next one is information disclosure. In case any data breach is happened or data exfiltration has happened, what is the backend mechanism to recovery data? Whether regular we are taking regular backups or not. So whether incremental backups we are taking, is there any high availability server is existing? In case any security incident is happened, that evidences we have to gather related to information disclosure. Last one is integrating the logs to SIM tool, logging and monitoring. Whatever logs are generating, all those logs we have to integrate to SIM tool to make sure that whenever some of the attacks are happening to database server like a poodle attack or heartbleed or authentication failure category of the attack or malware category or spoofing or flooding of the categories to the database, all these logs are integrated to SIM tool. Whether we are monitoring different use cases in the database side, whenever some of the account is created in the database, why the account is created, who is created account, whether attacker is created or internal employee is created. So account is deleted, account is modified, account is updated in the database side. So those activities 1 year baseline we have to take as evidences from the database team, and everything is completed. Now we have to approach the third party external auditors and we have to gather whatever we gather the evidences, we have to show to them, and finally we have to certify SOX as a financial auditing or financial reported SOX part. So that is about SOX compliances. It's a financial transaction for overall organization, and PCIDS is dedicated to debit card and credit card payment acceptance only, and ISO 27001 is implementing the ISMS, Information Security Management System. So these are the 3 compliances, guys, and remaining compliances we can discuss in the evening class. Okay, and please go through this sheet, and yesterday video I already uploaded whatever class we discussed, and give me another 30 minutes, whatever we discussed in the today morning class I will upload. Okay, any questions in the today's topic? Total 3 compliances we discussed. One is ISO 27001, second one is PCI-DSS, third one is so SOX compliances. Yes, Kiran.
Sir, yesterday video we did not received any email, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes.
No, today morning I uploaded around 7:30 or 6:30, something like that. Can you check in the Google Drive? January 2nd class. Okay, Kiran, I can see and I can upload. Check your emails. It is there already. Today morning I uploaded, not last night. Any other? Okay, today evening also I will take the class and I will complete this GRC portion. Around 8 I will take the class. Okay. So any doubt? Okay, so what is your role exactly? Whether you got some idea or not. So out of all these complaints, if you are thorough in around 2 or 3 complaints, whatever I give the notes, that is more than sufficient. Okay, so you can crack the interview as well. Okay, so around I can say 25 to 30 members are selected dedicated to information security. It's a very easy job. Just everything. Okay, so we have to gather evidences and auditing we have to complete. It's a 9 to 6 job. So there is no 24/7 we have to support. Okay, but only one thing is a drawback is it is not that much technical as compared to cyber security, endpoint security, application or cloud or network security. Okay, it's a cross checking and all it is passed or failed. That is our role in simple words. Okay, Chandra, I will provide the access to you. Okay, guys, thank you so much. And so see you evening around 8 p.m. IST.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. Have a great day.
అయిపోయిందాడా
నీ మాట వినపడలేదు.